Welcome to Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I am your host, Ken Apperson, and we are here in studio with Chris Stills. How you doing, Chris?
I'm very good. Very good. Thanks.
Now, you might recognize Chris from an interview that was done on this station earlier this week by the legendary Marcy Finkelstein. Thanks so much, Marcy, for featuring him on your show. And now we get to have you on our show.
I love it.
And performing here in studio ahead of your show at Shamsi tonight in Safety Harbor.
That's right.
I'll be posting a link for tickets to that show in the live stream, which is already happening right now on Facebook and on YouTube. If you want to take a look at the live stream, want to see what Chris looks like, want to see what our studio looks like, looks fantastic today, thanks to the efforts of our tireless video team. You can go to Facebook or YouTube. On Facebook, search WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube, WMNF Community Radio. So the way this show works is if you've never heard us before, we have a little bit of music. We chat a little bit in between songs, but honestly, we're big music heads. I'm a big music nerd. I'm here for the music as well. Do you mind if we dive right into a song?
Oh my gosh. Okay, sure. Here, let's do. We'll do this. We'll just dive into a French song.
Yeah, it's set it up too.
Okay. Right. Set up. All right. Yes. This is in tune. And so this song is called Les mots roses, and it means the pink words. Pink words are, they are in the chorus, Les mots roses sont des mots sad. But he's really not talking about sad words, which it is a play on words. There's a lot of play on words. Any French Americans out there, or Frenchies, you will understand. And so he's talking about the Marquis de Sade. Because this is a bit of a sadomasochistic thing to this song because it's French and the French are so brilliantly, beautifully vulgar, and the most beautifully vulgar people when they want to be and when they choose to be. And certainly these pink words are words that when they are said they sting an owl, and then so those who say them wrong will be cursed.
Okay.
Les mots roses sont des mots maudits et quand on les dit ça pique et non, les mots roses sont des mots sad et quand on les dit ça pique et aille, les mots roses sont des mots dits. So it's like it's a play, it's like you're saying these are said words, but at the same time maudit means cursed. And then cursed are the ones who say them wrong. So maudit soit qui mal les dit.
So in other words, make sure your pronunciation
Make sure you studied in French.
Take it
anyway,
away.
Let's go. Let's see. Les mots roses que tu me dis me rendent mauve et un peu gris. Triste, sans savoir pourquoi. En un mot, etc. Les mots roses sont des mots de ça. Quand elle les dit, ça pique et aille. Les mots roses sont des maudits. Maudit soit qui mal les dit. Les mots roses sont des mots cœur qui se foutent de nos douleurs. Les mots roses sont démodés. À peine lancés, déjà fadés. Fadés, 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 fadés. Les mots roses sont des mots sales. Quand elle les dit, ça pique et aille. Les mots roses sont des maudits. Maudit soit qui m'a le dit. maudit soit qui m'a le dit. Maudit soit qui m'a le dit. Les mots roses sont des mots sales. Quand elle les dit, ça pique et aïe. Les mots roses sont des maudits. Maudit soit qui m'a le dit.
Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase. So I think it's safe to say, tu parles français.
Ben ouais.
Ben ouais.
Ben ouais.
Je parle français on peut.
Mais c'est bien, c'est bien. Je parlais aussi un peu comme ça au début. If I was a French American growing up in America, and I started speaking English, it would have sounded like this in the beginning, because the accent and because when I was a kid, nobody speak French around me. It was silly language.
Well, that's what I was curious about. I have a million questions, and I know we aren't going to get to all of them. But I think your background is so interesting. Obviously, you have famous parents, and that's great. That's cool. For those who don't know, Chris Stills is the son of Stephen Stills of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. And your mother is extremely famous in France as well. Say her name again for me, please. Only because I don't have the pronunciation skills that you have.
No, that's cool, man. Veronique Sanson.
Sanson, yes.
Sanson, yeah.
That's what I was...
She's like Cher meets Joni Mitchell, in France. She's adored. If you were take any cab ride in France and you said, "Do you know Veronique Sanson?" and they were like, "Oh yes, Veronique. Oh, my youth, my teenage years, my life with Veronique." They love her.
I'm going to play that card if I'm ever over there sometime.
So please do.
But my question is, did you learn English first or did you learn French first in the household?
So English.
So English?
So not even English. I learned American.
America.
No. I learned English, and what I was trying to say in a very stupid, silly way, because I haven't had enough coffee yet. But
that's okay. That's all right.
It's no. My mom always spoke French to me, and you know, I'm a believer that the mothers play such a special role in children's lives. There's a connection that is kind of, I would say deeper than with the father. And I say that as a father of two daughters. And so my mom always spoke French to me. But I refused to speak French back. Because I was in America. I was born in Boulder. And then I was raised, and then we moved quickly to Los Angeles. And yes, I went to visit Paris, but not long enough to do anything about it. But then but she spoke French to me, and like nobody in the world was speaking French around me. So I was like, this isn't a thing. Like, and as a kid, it's like seeing your teacher outside of school when you're a child. You're like, what are you doing in this restaurant? You're supposed to be like,
you don't belong here.
You're sleeping at school, right? That's like where you live. Anyway. Same thing, but then I went to France and I found myself up in Normandy in a camp, and all the kids were making fun of me, and so I basically spoke fluent French from one day to the next in a horrible accent. But my mother was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "Je vais aller jouer avec les enfants," and my mom was like, had to do everything in her to not go, "Oh my God, you're speaking French," and she was like, "Okay, fine, we should à tout à l'heure,
Tout à l'heure.
And she was like, "Oh my God," and that was it. That was my French, and my accent got better over the years.
Sure, and as it does. And so, do you feel, anytime you speak French now, do you think of your mother? Do you feel a connection to her in those moments, or is it just kind of like flipping a switch?
There's a bit of a switch. There's a when I go over there long enough, I actually dream in French.
Yeah.
And that starts then you wake up and you're like, I got to go back to America. No, just kidding. No, it's really cool. It just, it's a thing. You learn another, I don't know, I'm not want to say that I have personality disorder, but my wife says that when you speak in French, you speak like this. Apparently my voice drops, but it ain't. So I'm gonna try and talk like this now. But
keep your
I love it. I do
out.
think of her. I think of my grandparents. I have a culture over there. The French way the French are awesome. You know,
Yeah.
the French, the
food.
culture, the food,
Oh.
but just they know how to live, and there's a thing about the French, you know, and I'm just, as far as getting thrown into this, you know, plane of existence and the universe like zapping me into my mom's belly, however that works, you know,
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, I'm so grateful for that side of my life. My grandparents, my grandmother was so close to me. She raised me for a few years because my parents were on the road, and then she was a very stabilizing force in my life because there was a lot of chaos for a while. But
Sure.
and so, you know, she taught me. My grandparents taught me how to dine just in case. This is like the French mentality, but this was my grandparents. Just in case you get invited to Buckingham Palace
Yep.
by the king and the queen or the princess, you'll know exactly what to do. And this is what like French parents tell their kids when they're teaching them manners.
Wow.
And they're like, and I don't know, for some reason I believe them. I wasn't an irreverent
That's what you
child.
do when you're a child. You believe your parents.
I was not irreverent. I did silly, stupid things, but I was not irreverent, and I loved it. I loved the stability, and she was the one who woke me up every day before school, and you know, I was like, "You're here again. What is this constance? this regularity? This what is it? You know, repetition. You know, the things that, you know, a growing boy needs to feel confident about himself." And I got it from them, so I love it. I love France.
That's great. I love that. I've never been. I hear it's lovely.
Oh man, get your passport and go now.
Oh, that's a good plan.
It's awesome.
Especially since Notre Dame reopened.
And Notre Dame is one of the many things you can see in France.
I like that you've adopted some of the physical mannerisms too. Of
Oh, you
what we
can't
imagine.
not. I mean,
yeah,
you
they
know.
speak with their whole body, just like Italians.
They do.
although in a different way.
Yeah, they you know, they're characters. They're of all walks of life, but they're a lot of beautiful things, beautiful people, beautiful art, such culture. You know, culture is interwoven into their fabric of society. The way they teach their kids in school is different. Cursive is a mandatory thing.
Yeah.
All children in France learn cursive. So my stepson, John, he's 9. He goes to a French school, and so he learned cursive, and his cursive is beautiful. It's amazing.
If you're going to curse in French, you have to learn cursive, because cursing in French is like speaking in cursive. That's something my girlfriend, fiance, baby mama,
Nice.
who speaks French. That's what she always says
Oh,
too.
nice.
It's like cursing in French is like speaking in cursive. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the music.
Okay.
I've been listening to your music a lot, especially lately, and I have opinions about it. I think the listeners will have some of them as well.
Okay.
And I'd love to dive into them, but first, let's hear another song. Can we dive into another song?
Yeah. All right, here. Why don't we do this, since we're here and probably people are getting to know me? I'm going to play a bit. This is the first song I ever wrote.
Yeah. Gotta love a first. Gotta love a first in any context here.
So this song I wrote, I don't know, I was like 14 maybe.
Great.
But my mom and dad have been were there, and then so I was in a high school band already. I had fallen into the cauldron and drank the Kool-Aid of everything, and I was like, and I wrote this song, and my parents were both there, and they just put their hands in their faces, and it's just like, oh no, are you serious? Because anyway, I mean, look, I saw the magic. I
Yeah.
literally, like, a lot of nights on the road, I watched it, I studied it, because I was transfixed, just like everybody in the audience who, you know, loves that kind of music and that music in general. I think I just had a very good seat, and probably, you know, I would have, on certain occasions, I would have probably preferred to be one of the spectators and gone home after the show and not home with them, because, you know, shit got really weird sometimes. But sorry,
That's all right. Charlie, dump. All right, there we go.
so
good.
anyway, so I would have preferred to go home with them, because, you know, stuff got got a little crazy. But anyway, whatever. They were there. I digress. I need to stop talking. Here we go. This is called "If I Was a Mountain." If I was a mountain, or if I were on a tree, would I be running from the future that I see? Would I be crying, baby, from the horror that lay before me? You've got to keep on running. You've got to keep on loving. You've got to sing the blues. I look in the mirror and I wonder who I see. I see a person who tries to be all he can be. And for this person, there is no tomorrow. And this person singing the blues. Deep in my heart, down in my soul, I can feel the pain as it slowly grows. But I can shine the light, I can blow away the pain. And that evil face I will never see again. You've got to keep on fighting. You've got to live like the lightning. You've got to sing the blues, yeah. I remember the future through my childhood eyes. The people were smiling and banished from all tempting lies. And I catch myself wishing that I was a child again. So come on, honey, help me make them understand. You got to sing the blues. Ooh, yeah. Gonna have some good times, gonna have some bad times. Gotta keep on singing the blues. You've got to compromise the death from the lives. You've got to keep on singing the blues. You've got to realize the death from the lives. You've got to keep on singing the blues. You've got to realize. You've got to open your eyes. You've got to keep on singing the blues.
Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase. Killer. Tasty licks all around. Very, very American, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there, you know. Considering your upbringing, your background and everything, if I'm, you know, from a cursory glance, obviously. But I think it's so interesting listening to your discography and listening to how your sound has kind of evolved over the years. You know, hearing some of the 2018 release, the album that you had out, it was there was a lot of strings and by strings I don't necessarily mean like mandolins or you know, like bluegrassy stuff. I mean like symphony.
Oh yeah, there was some Paul Buckmaster stuff. That was my buddy Oliver Krause. He's a brilliant He has a safe word too with his family, by the way. Anyway, I will not share it. But he's great. He did the strings on that, and he's a one-man guy. If you need great strings, Ollie Krauss, and he's a great Brit. Met him on a anyway. Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool to listen for any artist. Really, it's always cool to listen to that evolution. If you're looking for there you go. So hearing a lot of like strings, and not just strings, but like you hear like the standard kind of symphonic, almost kind of 70s. Not Motown, because Motown's pre-70s, but the 70s thing where they would include, strings and pop music and things like that. It has that quality. I love that too. I thought it was great. It's brilliant. It's a way to civilize the masses, so to speak.
They say like good things are borrowed, great things are stolen.
Yeah.
That's pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the more recent album, the 2023 release that you put out, and it's a little more guitar heavy. It's a little, in my opinion at least, a little more guitar heavy, and the harmonies are obviously ringing throughout everything. But I guess the question that I have is, and I think this is there's two sides of this coin here, but is that evolution for you an intentional thing when you go into a new project, as in like you have your theme, or you have your basic kind of bones of your most recent project, and you come into the next one and you're not rinse and repeat. You seem like you have a good idea of like you want to create something new. So is the evolution of your sound intentional, or does it happen more organically for you?
I mean, I think there's always, I think I'm just going for honesty.
Yeah.
Really. I'm a player,
Yeah.
Songs they come and they, you're telling I'm telling a story. I'm telling mostly of my story, and sometimes I write about, whatever it is, but I think I tried to like in 2005 I got a little producery. I think my second record was I was trying to do something that I either wasn't really fully prepared for, or
Sure.
I was like going for a sound, and I was like kind of trying to take these songs and fit the bill for what was going on, and I sort of look back at that, and I'm like, I'm very proud of that record. I made it with Hod David and in New York City and in
Sure.
France as well, and also this is my first time singing in French. But I think as I sort of grew up, I try to, unless I'm working with a producer, really actually like, I don't know, unless we have a pure vision, then I just try for honesty, simplicity, and there's, sounds and production is sort of second to, as long as the song speaks and the chorus hits the way it should, then we're good. And I just try and keep it simple, stupid,
Music in and of itself is complex enough without us in the studio, trying to overcomplicate things when we don't have a clear vision.
Well, I I have a clear vision on a song. It's just
Sure.
sometimes sound-wise. I'm talking about like synthesizers, or like, what do we do? Do we put an 808 on this? And like, dude, I forget this, and blah, 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 blah. And at that point, I was young, and I was, I don't know, my head was not. And so today I think I'm a lot more stable in my brain. In my production value, but
Sure.
I love what you were talking about, those strings, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the 70s. I'm a huge fan of the 70s and the 60s, and that will always sort of, I think, find its way into my music.
Sure.
And I do have sort of the pre-branded hat of sounding like, for me. I can't really help what I like. Sometimes I wish I was like, man, because I do have friends that are children of famous parents, but
Yeah.
then they became rappers.
Yeah.
Or they did like, they're DJs in the EDM world, and it had just nothing to do with their parents. And I'm
Sure.
like, but I like rock and roll. Like, and so I just like, it's been kind of like hard for me to do what I love.
Yeah.
And step out from underneath what is a pretty big shadow. But I think, people who do come see me and I do get a lot that, you may resemble your father and your mother, and you may sound like them a little bit, but you are your own thing, which always feels good. And and there you go. So that's it.
Well, I think the answer, no one asked, but my opinion of that is the answer is, if you have that shadow that's there, that you have to kind of sort of live up to or whatever in some perceptions of people, which you don't realistically, coming by it honestly is the only way to do so. And that's all you can do. And I think personally in the music, I think it shows through, because I don't listen to this and think this sounds like someone trying to sound like,
Right.
This sounds honest. It sounds original. It sounds raw in some places in the best ways. It sounds genuine, which at the end of the day, and I'm in here week after week with musicians, a lot of them are local, a lot of them are smaller bands. And one common theme always seems to come up, whether they're nationally touring, internationally touring, or they're local. And it's wanting to convey an honesty within their artistry seems to be the universal goal. And the ones that do it best are the ones that do it honestly. I mean, to come by it honestly and do the work to be honest and raw and a little vulnerable in their music. And
yeah, I mean, there's artists who can connect with what they're doing, and you feel it. They're there's all shapes, sizes, walks, and girls, boys, all the LGBTQ2 whatever. Sorry,
that's okay.
LGBTQIA.
There
Okay.
you go.
Thank you.
We got there.
Sorry, I know.
It's all right.
I have ADHD.
Yeah.
I can only remember 4 letters. So,
and I can only count to 4 too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
musician's curse.
Musician's
I get it.
curse. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think it's true. I agree. The artists are it's such an important part of humanity. I think this is we're at a place right now where artists are the mirror in front of people, and they kind of help dive into the ego of a spectator, and they make them say, hey, how do I understand that? What are they saying? Like, how can I do that? And where am I in this, in there? And that's a very powerful thing. So I think the ones who, like you say, truly connect with themselves tend to pierce on through better.
Connect with yourself and connect with your audience. Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase. If you're just joining us, he's got a show happening at Shamsi in Safety Harbor. I'm going to be posting the ticket link to that show, so you can still get tickets for that show on the live stream, which is happening right now on Facebook and YouTube. You can go there right now. Facebook, WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and YouTube, WMNF Community Radio. After this next song, we're going to jump into a segment that I like to call AMA, Ask Musicians Anything, where you can call in and ask any questions that you like, questions or comments, share them with Mr. Chris Stills here. Our board op, Charlie, will take your calls. He'll take your questions. He'll send them over to me, and at the end of the show, I'll share them with Chris, and we'll usually have a lot of fun with them. Make them weird, though. We like them weird. We like them weird. Get weird with it. We've already got some great comments in the live stream. Lots of people. I'll dive into those. Tell you what, we'll jump into another song, and I'll share some of those after this next song.
The Shamsi, the owners are amazing.
Truly.
Todd and Carolina, they're like the king and queen of the island of
a little
Safety
bit.
Harbor.
Safety Harbor for sure. Absolutely.
They're amazing. They put me up in their house. They have this amazing sense of style, and it is everywhere. But man, this house is like decorated. I mean, it's somewhere between Peter Pan and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory meets I don't know, the Wild Wild West and like the Bandito, like I'm thinking what's
3/4 of the way through an acid trip somewhere in there.
yeah, man, it was like, and I was like,
They have a bowling ball garden.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have a giant piece. I mean, there are people who walk by the house and they're like looking in. I've had a couple people try to walk in the door and they're like, "What? This isn't a place." I'm like, "Yeah, it's my place right now." And thank God I wasn't naked and all that
Right.
stuff. But I was like, Carolina, like, who decorated this place? And she just goes, "You're inside my brain." It was just like, oh my God. And I'm like, yes, I am. Actually, now that makes sense. Anyway, what are we doing now? What's happening? Sorry, I
let's
get
hear
lost.
let's hear a song. Let's jump into
Okay,
a
let's hear
song,
it.
and after that, we'll share some of the comments that are coming through on the live stream. And
Oh, boy.
and I have a take on some of your music that I hope you'll enjoy. I think you'd enjoy it. Yeah. Well, we'll dive into it in a minute.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, let's see.
Chris Stills on Live Music Showcase.
Little lady of luck, be true to this feeling that I have for you. Open up your heart and I will open mine. In your brightest moment I go blind, even though you keep an open mind. Every finest hour was written in your eyes. Oh, sweet California, love's a river running through ya. Oh, sweet California. You and I know we've always been, and always will be through thick and thin. Oh yeah, nothing's gonna come between us in our lives. Through it all, to hell and back again. With every hand we're dealt, we'll raise the bets. Oh yeah, nothing's gonna keep you from yours or me from mine. Oh, sweet California, I don't ever want to leave you with your starry lights shining through these starstruck eyes. Always dreaming, never sleeping, sure ain't leaving, you know how. All my sorrows will be gone tomorrow. You can follow me to be free in California. Follow me to California. I can never seem to take my eyes off you. Your only mirror is an ocean view. After every day you bring me starry nights. You gave me a place to call my own, and in your arms you make me feel at home. After every rain you bring me sunny skies. Oh, sweet California, love's a river running through ya. Whoa, sweet California, Well, I don't ever want to leave you. Sweet California, follow me to California. Follow me to California. Follow me to California. Follow me, follow me, follow me to California.
Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase. Follow me to California. I will.
Come on down, visit.
It's a drive from
great.
here.
It's the dry heat.
It's a drive. It's a dry. Yes, absolutely. Floridians love a dry heat.
Yo, yeah, well, come on down. We got plenty.
It's it's not bad out there. Is that where you're residing currently?
Yeah.
You're out in California, in LA?
And yeah, outside of LA. Yeah, that's right.
Surrounding area?
Yep.
Yeah. How were you affected by the Palisade fires?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was rough.
Dude, that was just like Lahaina repeated.
Terrifying.
Yeah,
Truly.
man, I haven't been to any of those places, although you can't. I mean,
right now.
Yeah, it's really messed up, man. It's like Hiroshima. I look, my heart broke when Lahaina happened, and I'm surprised nobody talks about Lahaina anymore. And when that happens, that's all I could think about. I lived there during COVID. We got out of LA. It was the height of the epidemic, the COVID, and LA was the number one. It was the epicenter of the world. And we're like, all right, we're out, and we went and rented a house with another family right on Breakwall Beach in Lahaina. And I mean, if anybody over there is listening, I love you guys. I miss you guys, and hopefully all the people of Lahaina are getting their lives back. The fire in LA happened, and that trauma was triggered immediately, and we didn't sleep for 4 days. The first night I just stayed up all night because whatever, it just kept on growing. And basically at the end, I'll cut this short, I did not lose my home, but we had to evacuate. We live in Tarzana, which is right over the hill from where the Palisades fire stopped. And so it stopped was literally the fire line.
Wow.
And the thing is that if the fire crossed that line, then all of the valley was screwed.
That's what I heard, that it was like it was almost like a levee.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And then the winds were coming from our side. They were from south to north, from north to south.
Yeah.
So oddly, the whole fire thing, we would be looking outside. It was a beautiful blue sky day because all the smoke was being
going the other direction
down towards Santa Monica, and then it was only the TV that was telling us, like, fire and brimstone and just like total just Armageddon. And man, that was we kissed our house goodbye and the neighborhood. Like, that was a weird
thought
thing.
For sure.
Cathartic, it was like, wow, like grabbed best guitars, left a bunch.
Yeah.
Grabbed, document. It's just odd. I was like, never in my life, like ever. Anyway, so we lived, but it was terrible. And I've done plenty of benefits now.
Sure.
And we did one the other day with Rufus and Wainwright and we called Let's Get Laid.
Yeah,
it was really cool. Weird Al Yankovic. There was Nancy Sinatra came out.
Wow,
and blew it up, man. She reminded me of my mom.
Wow.
She was like, "Wait, who's taking the solo?" She's like, "I thought everybody was taking the solo. Aren't we here to jam? Come on, you!" And then she. Like Weird Al sitting in the audience, and she's like, "You come here and play that accordion." And it was like, "No, please." And she's like, "No, come on." It was very much, wow. She was running the show. She was amazing. There were some great comedians. That was a really fun night. And Rufus and I, we did this. We did a cover. We did a mashup. Actually, we did Our House. Rufus had heard that song while he was watching the news, and it brought a tear to his eye. So he says, "Let's do Our House." And I'm like, "Great." And I'm on the phone with my other friend Frally and Frally Hines, and she and I'm like, "Yeah, we're doing Our House." And she's like, she laughs and she goes, "Well, how are you guys who's gonna sing the line like, Father Terry wears his best, da-da, 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 in the room, da-da, our house.
Love that.
And I was like, no, it's our house is a very, very, very fine house. And she's like, oh my God, I thought that's cool. That makes more sense. And I'm like, oh wait.
With two cats in the yard.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. And so we did a mashup. We did
man,
totally broke. I was like, Rufus, you might think I'm crazy, but I think we can pull this off. And I messing with it on the piano.
Oh my God.
And we did it, and it was great because when we finally broke into the line, it was like the whole audience. We were at it used to be called the Ace Theater, and now it's just the United Theater. It's a great theater downtown Los Angeles. Charlie Chaplin and I always forget her name. Giant actress. Anyway, but the whole audience was like, I was like, oh my God, I got him. Anyway, it was really cool.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
That happens to be my girlfriend, fiance, baby mama's favorite Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song.
Yeah,
that one.
a lot of people. Yeah.
Yep,
And
that's her favorite.
Rufus and I are singing together again in LA at a thing called Light Up the Blues at the Greek Theater on the 26th, which is a benefit that we're doing for. Now that I'm segueing, I just realized
Seguing's
that.
great.
Segueing into Shamefulness promotion. We're doing a benefit for Autism Speaks.
Oh wow!
We've been doing it. This is the 7th one. And Greek theater. It's Neil Young, Stephen Stills, Billy Idol, Cat Power, Linda Perry, Rufus Wainwright, Nathaniel Ratcliffe, and yours truly, as well as the Spectrum Bluegrass Band. And we have Spectrum artists that come sing during the thing. So
that's pretty amazing.
It's going to be rad. It's a great, the best shows in town.
Love that. It's just that's the magic of music, right? That's where musicians really get to have their power, and in the best way, is to have that positive effect on the world around them. Absolutely. I love it. All right. Can we jump into another song?
Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to get to our people that have called in with questions and comments.
Please.
We have some comments in the live stream, some questions as well. Our friend Marcy is actually in the control room right now. She's in there listening in and having a good time.
Yes,
so,
Marcy, hello.
There she is. And if you're just joining us, this is Live Music Showcase. We are here in studio with Chris Stills. He's playing tonight. Is it tonight at Shamsi?
Tonight.
It is tonight. Okay, just making sure.
Yes.
I'm just getting my days mixed up. It is Friday, and he is playing tonight at Shamsi. I'm going to post Safety Harbor Arts and Music Center. I'm going to post the link for the tickets right now in the live stream. Facebook, WMNF Live Music Showcase, YouTube, WMNF Community Radio. And take it away. What's this next one going to be?
As soon as I get into tune, this one is
go ahead.
Be, and by the way, if you've never been to the Shamsi, it is the most. I felt like I was in the building itself. It's like a Dali exhibit.
It's really cool.
No, that is the outside of Carolina's brain. That one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so if anything, come check it out. It's a selfie heaven. So this is a song. It's about moving forward in your life. It's called "Step Further." Anyway, could I get a little reverb? Like, will you just like? I call reverb Kool-Aid because it makes me sound cooler. Tell you something, there will come a time when you will know. There will come a time when you should step further. just got to know, does this heart believe in you? Say something back to me, remind me to believe that I still have the words to move you. Say you're the one, say you're the one, say the words and I'm ready. Yeah. Say the words and I will step further, one more down the road. 'Cause I just got to know, does this road lead to you? Does this road lead to you? Lead me to why waste time? Take your step further, one more step down the road. Does your heart belong? Does this road? Does this road lead to you?
Love that. Love that song. Great song.
Thanks, man.
Beautiful. Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase, playing at Shamsi in Safety Harbor tonight. I did post the link for tickets in the live stream, so if you want to head over to the live stream, you can do that. Also, fun fact, we're on a radio schedule here if you're listening on the radio in your car or at work or wherever, which means the radio schedule follows a tight schedule. The radio broadcast ends at exactly 3:01, but the live stream broadcast ends whenever we want to. Good catch. Pineapple.
Yeah.
Which means if you want to see any of the after show hijinks that may or may not occur, or any other additional questions, or any questions that I don't get to from the AMA, jump onto the live stream on Facebook or YouTube. Facebook, WMNF's Live Music Showcase. YouTube, WMNF Community Radio. So let's dive in with a couple of them. We'll try to keep them compact because there's a bunch. You know what I'm saying? We have 5 minutes left in the show too, so we'll kind of run and gun here. Our first one is going to be from Marcy. I think she gets first say, and it's a great question too. Watching you play the beautiful, sweet California, it's clear you enjoy live performing, but that requires leaving home and family to tour. Does that get difficult?
Always.
Yeah.
It always sucks. It's the worst part about it.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's really just, there's a few other hard things, but that is the worst. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
then it's
thank you
logistics and tour manager and
yeah. So where you got to be at noon, all that stuff. And,
doing a radio
monotony.
show.
But you do meet a lot of great people, and there's so much to experience in this world, and I love experiencing the world. I love meeting you guys. I love coming here for the first time. I've never played Safety Harbor. I never played Fogartyville. All these experiences, and I'm really lucky. And I get to play music. And just so, but that trade-off sucks.
Yeah.
And I miss soccer games, I miss ballets, I miss like all the things, and I missed a couple birthdays, and that really sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, all right. So the next one comes from our program director here on the show, at the station here, and she says, "What's your wildest story from being on the road?"
Oh my God.
That you can say on the radio.
And make it brief. Oh, what kind
Well, I'll tell you what.
Let's see. Wait.
You got one?
Well, there's so many.
There's so
like,
many.
Literally, like.
I'll tell you what. Let's come back to that one after the last song.
All right, yes, we will
and that
tease
way,
you.
That way you have some
it's a
time.
great tease to stay and go on to the online part.
Go on to the online part. Yes, absolutely.
Which we're like 30 seconds from.
Yep, we're a few minutes away from that. All right, so jump onto the live stream if you haven't already, because that's where the rest of the show is going to take place. These are the credits. These are the people that really matter on the show, the crew, the people that are working behind the scenes to make sure that it looks and sounds as good as it does. Sound mixer, Mark Perfetti. Audio assistant, Pam Robinson. Our video director is Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Lisa Reuter, Charles Holsopple, and Marcy Connors. Our technical assistant is Ike Parham, and our board op is Charlie Cushing. I'm your host, Ken Apperson, and this has been Live Music Showcase every Friday at 2 p.m. after the news headlines. Make sure you come back and give us a listen next week. Would you take us out with one last song?
Sure.
You think you can manage?
Yeah.
Rustle up one for us while he's tuning. Again, the link for his tickets for his show at Shamsi tonight is in the live stream. It's in the comments of the live stream. Head on over there to get tickets to the show tonight.
Ooh, that's cool. Do what you want to. Say the things you want to do. Whenever you like. I ain't trying to fool you. Sure ain't trying to con you. I just wanna hang with you, baby, whenever you like. Some things change with the rising sun. Baby, don't you worry, I'm as faithful as the day is long. Laying down together in the cover of dawn, looking out the window, listening to the city hum its song. Baby, if that's cool, say that what you wanna do. Go where you want to, whenever you like. I ain't trying to con you, but I should like to call you. And then we can go out together whenever you like. Some things change with the rising sun. Baby, don't you worry, I'm as faithful as the day is long. Laying down together in the cover of dawn, looking out the window, listening to the city. It's song. Baby, now that's cool. Ooh, that's cool. Baby, don't you worry, I'm as faithful as the day is long. Laying down together in the cover of dark, looking at the window, listening to the city hum its song. Baby, now that's cool. Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase, and we have now officially entered into the completely online version of the show at this point. We're in the after show, if you will. So, what is your wildest story from the road, if you have one in particular that you like?
Okay, back to that.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, I'm just my head is flooding with moments. Let's see. What was the cool thing? Well, I mean, there was like cool how. Get more specific.
I mean, I'm a fan of weird.
Right.
Maybe a weird fan moment.
Oh God, you guys just go weird and dark. Okay,
Welcome to the inside of my brain.
Let's see. Well, okay, weird. No. Oh, okay. Here we go. What happened? Oh God, I'm self-editing, and okay, so there's like tons.
You don't have to edit as much because we're online.
Tours in France.
The FCC isn't watching
and
us.
then,
in this
all the
instance,
tours
so we can get away with a little bit more.
In friggin' France. There you go.
Yep,
And then, but then there's what was a Well, repeat the question, please.
What's the weirdest fan moment you've had on the road? How about that?
No. What was the original?
Oh, the original
question
was, what's the wildest story? I'll pull it right up. I'll say it verbatim here. Let's see. She said, what's your wildest story from being on the road?
Oh, okay. So this one's pretty cool.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. Does it have to be my tour, or does it have to be any tour? Because I've been on a lot of tours.
Just your experience.
Okay. So one of the coolest experiences that I ever had on tour. Well, one, I'm gonna name a bunch.
Okay,
'cause there
that's
was
great.
A bunch. And first time ever playing drums with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. First time my dad called me up to play drums with Crosby, Stills, and Nash in Laughlin, Nevada. He knew how to pick them. He was like, if we're going to let them do anything, we better make it in Laughlin or something. No disrespect to Laughlin, Nevada, because y'all clapped for me, and that was awesome.
There you go. Nice.
Right. But it was on Southern Cross. So that drum beat is not that easy. You got to do these 16th notes. Anyway, killed it.
Got to get that molar
and
technique
so
going.
that was feeling your foot do that kick drum in a big stadium is something, so that was cool.
Sure.
I had first time I ever played in front of an arena, like 17,000 people. I was opening up. This is
pressure.
In France. I was opening up for Eddie Mitchell.
Wow.
He's a great French artist, actually, and he saw me play live at this great club in Paris called the Reservoir, and he was like, he called me up out of the blue, got my number from my mom.
Wow,
this really huge artist who sells out Bercy in Paris, and he was like, Christopher, I want you to come and sing. You open up for me. I'm like, where are you playing? And so we're playing Bercy in Paris. It's like, it's like playing the Staples Center or whatever it's called, the crypto.
Sure.
Oh God.
The Staples Center.
Anyway, so I get there and I'm walking on stage and I'm playing this my first show. I'm so nervous, and the stage is like enormous. It's bigger than it's like
Some people don't think about often is those stadium shows how massive
the massive
stages
stage.
are. Absolutely
And
massive.
so they put me center stage with my acoustic guitar, just me in front of a sold out.
No band. Just you.
No, just me.
Okay.
In front of a sold out thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna do piano songs. It's like, cool. And they're like, great, you have a piano? He's like, yeah, we got a grand piano, no problem. I'm like, so cool. And I'm like, I go and right before I walk on stage, they hand me a cordless microphone. And they go, unfortunately, this is the only mic that we have. And when you go to the piano, just don't forget. And you go back to the thing, don't forget the mic.
Oh yes. Okay.
You know what's coming.
I do. Yes.
You know what's coming.
I've been that guy on stage.
Okay, but you have to understand that this is my first time, and I don't
Sure.
know.
How old were you?
I was 20.
You were 20.
Maybe.
Oh my God, I can't imagine.
baby.
Anyway, okay, yeah.
And so I get up there and I'm playing like, oh, I'm by myself. I didn't know. So there's a sub story to this embarrassing moment,
Sure.
of triumph that's coming.
It's coming. It's on its way.
With the mic drop. But so I go up there and I'm playing. I'm like, I'm solo acoustic. This is an intimate show, and I'm playing these like. And dude, it was like 15 people in the audience throughout the whole thing were like, his name is Eddie Mitchell, and you could just hear from like 2 miles that way.
Right.
Eddie! Eddie! And I was like sitting there going like, story of a dying man. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm like, okay, this is going well. And I take off my guitar and I grab the microphone and I'm like, the piano is 50 feet that way. And I'm like,
Right.
And it's just silent. There's like people talking. It's
Right.
like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to run. So I walk, it's like takes forever. It's this interminable time.
Yeah.
I do this song. And then I do literally, I think I did the song Story of a Dying Man, which is a great song, but not to be played by yourself in front of 17,000 people.
As your introduction
as the opening
to that audience.
act of somebody, like nobody knew who I was. And I'm like, and that's where they were like, Eddie. And then I was like so nervous. And I walk back and I do the shame 5-minute walk back to the thing. I pick up my guitar, I put it on, and I walk up to this microphone stand.
Because the microphone is back.
Yeah, and I just
50
look,
feet away.
and it's fucking, and there is not a single tech,
Right.
not a roadie,
No.
to save me. And
Nary a stagehand.
and they're just I think it was. I'm pretty sure they were, hazing me.
You're right,
pretty
of
much.
course.
And I'm just like, you bastards, and
They were
it was
like,
just the walk of shame. It was like I walked in silence again, and it was internal. So anyway, my mom is playing at this other venue at the same time that whole week. In fact, I think she was playing there for a month. It's called the Olympia. It's one of the most famous. It's where the Beatles played for the first time.
I've heard of
in
the
Paris.
Olympia.
Yeah, the Olympia is amazing. I played there many times, opening up for my mom, my dad, and and played there with different times.
Sure.
And so she was like pissed that she couldn't see the show, and so she had the mayor get her an ambulance, and they like ambulanced her with the sirens running because it was obviously at rush hour in Paris. Traffic sucks. Anyway, so she got there, saw the show, and playing bass with her at that point was a guy named Lee Sklar, and Lee Sklar is a bass player for Genesis.
okay.
And
Yes.
also
Okay.
in a very famous session group called the Immediate Family,
Okay.
and with Waddy Wachtel and Russ Kunkel, and they just on every Linda Ronstadt record, James Taylor record, like anything basically they were like, the hit machines of the 70s.
Sure.
And so he's sitting there and he sees the gig, and I'm like, oh man, that was rough. And Lee Sklar gave me the greatest advice. He's like, dude, you don't know where you are. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm at Bear Sea. He's like, yeah, but you're at a sporting arena. Do you know that from the third row you're like this big? And
Right.
It's like and from the 10th row you're like an ant on stage. Like, you can't do intimate stuff, and like it is not an intimate show. You need to do the loud thing and be running around doing backflips if you got to. Try that, and then get back to me. And then I was like, oh, and literally, and so the next day I'd played there 5 nights, and the first 2 nights it was like, Eddie, it's
Right.
rough, and they came the second night, and then the third nights I did probably a song that I'll play for you here before I leave, but it's
Cool.
And that was the first time that I did this whole thing. I had them clapping in their hands. They were singing. Nobody sang Eddie, and nobody said Eddie.
Redemption.
And one person said Christopher.
All right.
but it was my godfather.
Redemption. It's very good. Very good. All right. So let me share a couple of these questions with
gotta
you.
go.
Yeah, I know. You got to run.
I
I
got
know.
a gig.
You don't have to play another song if you don't want to. I appreciate you being in the zone.
I forgot that. No, it's cool. This is fun.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just run through them fast because it looks like
Yeah.
Debbie, and full disclosure, WMNF listeners are big Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and Neil Young and all those fans. So we'll just let's see. What are the guitars he usually plays, and does he play the same as his dad? Great show. So
Thank you. Hello, listener. Who is that?
Dan Sell. That's from Dan
All
Sell.
right, Dan, how you doing? Mm-hmm. What guitars do I play? Well, right here, what I'm playing right now is a Martin D45 model that was made specifically for in honor of Jerry Tolman, who died in 2000 in a car accident. Who's my dad's manager, and he's a great human being. So I'm playing that, and I have but I also love. I love Gibsons. I love them all. I have the beautiful J200. Actually, it was when I made my first record. I my dad's guitar tech came down, and he's like, your dad gave you a present, and he says, welcome to the biz, kid. And I opened it up, and it was a seafoam green J200 from the custom shop, and it sounds amazing. And I got an old 70s Hummingbird as well that I got off of Ethan Johns, who produced the first record. And I have a 63 Strat that I play, and I got a 60 SG, and those are kind of my guys. I love a 335.
Who doesn't love a 335?
One, a black one, and and then next would be I do not own a Les Paul, weirdly, and I don't know. I just, so many people play Les Pauls, and I just was like, all right, I'll be the punchy guy with the SG.
There you go.
The Strat. Anyway, yeah. So
I like that. That's cool. All right, and then there's a bunch of them. I'm not going to bore you with all of them.
Yeah,
but this one is let's see. This one's from David Bryant. He's another programmer here at the station too. So he was listening in, and he says, "Has Chris performed with Lucas Nelson?"
Yes.
Lucas is so awesome.
Yes, Lucas is so awesome. Yes, I have. He's my bro. When we were living in Maui, that's where we met.
Wow.
We met for the first time, actually, a long time before. Well, not that long, but we met in L.A. I think he was passing through. We did this karaoke night at a restaurant, my friend's restaurant, called La Poubelle in L.A., which means, literally translated, the trash can. But it's only because they started off by selling the discarded vegetables. They picked them up from the grocery store next door. They're like, because grocery stores have to throw away food that has any blemish on it, but it's actually fine. And of course, she was French, and she was like, "But it's perfect. What is wrong with this? I take it." And it was like, "Oh, it's illegal. You can't do that, ma'am. It's against the rules." And she was like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And then she went and literally went into the trash can and pulled them out. She's like, "Fuck it, and don't tell anyone." And anyway, and she's great, Jackie. She was the founder, and my friend Francois owns that place. What was the question?
Lucas Nelson. You answered it.
Yeah, we do know each other, and I played with him. We sat in with him a bunch, and he's amazing. I love him. He is a powerhouse.
So I'll just share a couple of little comments, and then we'll wrap it up. I know you have a show to get to and everything, but honestly, they
can't start the show without me.
That's true. You are the pilot of that particular airplane.
Take me to the pilot.
We just had a bunch of really nice commenters. Let's see. Can't wait to meet Chris tonight at the Safety Harbor Art and Music Center. I last saw him on tour with Ryan Adams, and I said, "Wow, what a guitarist! I want to see him again." Yeah. So that was from WF Kulker. And then Debbie Carr says, saw Chris at Fogartyville Wednesday. He was fabulously entertaining, and his guitar skills are outstanding. I'm now a fan.
Oh, yeah.
So that's great.
Welcome.
That's like one of the, by the way, to the people watching right now, that's like one of the nicest things you can say to a musician is, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Or now I'm a fan. That's all you got to say. And then the rest of them are very sweet and very kind of to the point. Great show, sounds great, wonderful, beautiful song to match the sentiment. Hit those high notes, Chris. Lots of emojis. And then one comment in particular from one of our favorite viewers. This woman has been watching this show, to my knowledge, for years on Facebook, and she's one of my favorite people to watch just because she's straightforward, she's honest. She's gonna give it to you in the comments if you need it. She said,
"Wait, no, just kidding."
You'll be happy. You'll be happy. Okay. She said, "I'm thrilled personally." She said, "I'm absolutely loving this interview. Personally, my favorite one ever, and the music is heart emoji." So. Boom! We did it, everybody.
Well,
close up shop.
Shall be reinvited.
Bam. I love it. I love it.
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you so much.
So we're going to call it on that. I think that's a good note to end on
That's
right
a great
there.
turn, and I got to sit through traffic and get to the gig.
Here, yeah, I have to do the same, actually. Chris Stills here on Live Music Showcase. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening. And whether you're learning how to play our house, or you're learning how to parler français, le français, go practice. We'll see you next week.
All right.